Let's see what the Democrats have to say at their press conference. Let's watch the Riz. $10. You know what? If we could gamble, I would totally gamble with all of you. I would make so much money being like, $10 says that there's like no charisma at all, at all, nothing to inspire the working class to action, nothing to inspire really anyone to action. So let's see what happens.
Do anything to bring down costs. It's clear that Donald Trump
I'm
is
going to start it over
unserious
here.
about strengthening our economy or making life more.
Here we go.
Do anything to bring down
Okay,
costs.
so he's saying that we're not that Trump is not doing anything to bring down costs. Okay, continue.
It's clear that Donald Trump is unserious about strengthening our economy or making life more affordable for the American people. Meanwhile, Democrats are laser focused on delivering real results for hard work.
Could he I don't know. I don't know. Could he like move a little bit or like not read off a piece of paper in front of like literally guys, this is like 101. You know what? I really is there a way I can grade this live? Like I used to teach a speech class and like is there a way I can do this? I would love to grade these like I'm grading a high school student because you guys like like you always teach you're supposed to teach your students and you're supposed to teach you teach your students in a speech class in high school that you don't read off a piece of paper. You can have note cards to remind you of what to say next, but you better be looking out at who you're talking to or at the camera. You're not supposed to just be reading off a piece of paper. It's like, what's the point then of giving the speech? Why don't you just give them the press release? So, okay, automatically, uh, yeah, right, Louise? Exactly. He needs to calm down. Yeah, yeah, and, like, literally, Retro Asher, any basic high school public speaking course will teach you to not do what he's doing right now, all right?
Working families here in the United States, and we aren't letting being in the minority stop us. Under Leader Jeffries'
Hello, butt pain.
leadership, House Democrats have been able to
Yeah,
use
Dennison.
the few tools that we have at our disposal.
Okay, Autumn, I'm sorry. I'm already gonna lose my mind. Do you hear the concession automatically? Well, these are the only tools we have. These are the only tools we have. We're using the few tools we have. No show of strength. No, and by the way, they're not even using all the tools they have. So, like, okay, um, it's like saying, "Well, we're really weak. There's nothing." There's like they're apologizing in advance for something they're not even trying.
To take meaningful legislative action. In 2025, Democrats
Yeah,
successfully
Doug.
moved 3 discharge petitions
Yeah,
forward, restoring federal collective bargaining rights, releasing the Epstein files, and extending the Affordable Care Act tax credits. Let's just stop for a minute and recognize the significance of
I love when he
what
says, let's not stop for a minute." Did you ever start? It doesn't even feel like we've started yet. Like, what do you mean?
that meant for millions of families.
Hello,
But
Plant
while we
Sunshine.
continue to get questions about compromises and coming off
Global, you're
of
right. You're right,
our
global.
3 years that we asked
Yeah,
for,
bogus Ben.
Democratic leadership and Leader Jeffries decided that we would push this proposal for a
I'm gonna fall
3-year
to sleep.
clean extension, and we passed it with strong bipartisan support. People
Yeah,
said it couldn't be
glutamyalgia.
done, but after months of sounding that alarm, we delivered bipartisan solutions.
Go, great guys. We do know, uh, like we do know though that okay, we're not in the 1990s or 80s anymore, right? People aren't. They're still obsessed with bipartisan solutions as if that is a selling point. I don't know about you. I don't really care about bipartisanship at this point. Really don't care about it. I'm not really looking for the fascists to vote with me on things. Okay, all right. I just don't. Uh, okay.
To the House to keep insurance
Yeah.
affordable.
What is this
This
bull? I'm so sick of the bipartisanship talk. Like that is such a bourgeois. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying not to use my socialist language here. That is such a elitist framing of things. Like bipartisanship for the sake of bipartisanship, civility for the sake of civility. All that does is reproduce the status quo, folks. All it is an acknowledgement that the system should return to the status quo and that we don't need significant change. because bipartisanship is automatically a concession when it comes to working with Republicans. So that it just proves that both of these parties are not working in your best interest. You know what I mean? Uh, yeah, exactly, Dennis. We need. Okay, I'm so sick of it. Oh, absolutely, Denizen. If you think that they're doing well, then you must be in a privileged position because, or you're an idiot and you're brainwashed. Okay,
Won't be the last
there
time
you go,
that
Mithril.
Democrats
Yeah,
will
but that's Mithril. Excellent point. We do know that we bipartisanshipped our way into Trump, right? Yeah, there you go, Konami. Yes, Konami. I use language that is more accessible. Let's put it that way for anyone coming in here. For the Marxists and socialists out there, we need to work on the language we use, so we don't anyway, but okay, they're not elite. Uh, well, Konami, in sociology, sociologists use the word elites to describe the people with with the most significant power in society. So it's not meant as a compliment, all right? Anyway, but I get what you mean. All right.
work to break through the partisan divide to deliver for our constituents. Now it's up to Leader Thune to join Democrats in sending this legislation to the president's
Yeah,
desk
guys.
so millions of Americans can afford health care in 2026.
Great. Afford healthcare. Notice the language here, folks. Afford healthcare. Not have healthcare, afford it. And by the way, affording it does not mean you are doing well. Like if I make $100 a month and my healthcare costs $99, technically I can afford it. You see what I mean? So, all right.
Next up, Vice Chair Ted Lieu.
Thank you, Chairman Aguilar. My prayers go out to Renee Good and to her family and friends.
Oh, great.
She was a U.S.
Here comes the thoughts and prayers.
citizen, a Christian, and a mother of three. This tragedy was completely preventable. And I asked the federal government to cooperate with local and
In
state
your groove, welcome in your groove. Yeah, right. So privileged to give these morons more of our tax dollars.
officials who are doing investigations. We need to have fair and transparent investigations. And when federal officials do not cooperate with state and local officials in the investigation, it leads American people to think, what are you hiding? Are you covering something up? So for full transparency, we
Druzilla.
need everyone to cooperate.
Do you hear that, guys? Like literal thoughts and prayers bullshit. Thoughts and prayers bullshit. Okay? Like the Democrats are doing it too. And by the way, notice how he mentioned that she's a Christian and she is a citizen. If she wasn't a Christian and she wasn't a citizen, would that have made it better? Would that have made it better that she was killed? Okay. Um
happened. And I also asked ICE leaders and the administration to tone down the rhetoric. ICE commander
this is what I hope this isn't too boring for people. But like, all right. Here we go back to the civility politics bullshit. Like, oh, they just need to tone down the rhetoric. They're constant like God, they sound like tone down the rhetoric, tone down the rhetoric, tone down the rhetoric, right? Okay. Yeah, me too, Meowsor, but we're gonna keep watching it, but
Greg Bovino last night made a post that
yeah.
essentially called protesters, quote, cannon fodder. He needs to delete that post or he needs to resign. The
Yeah,
American
Denizen.
people are not cannon fodder.
Yeah, in your groove.
We have the absolute First Amendment right to witness what ICE is doing publicly, to film what ICE is doing publicly, to photograph what ICE is doing publicly. We are protected.
But taking no legal action, apparently not passing any bills or anything to defund them, because guess what? Congress has the power of the purse. So maybe you could actually do something about it.
Protected by the Constitution. And if Greg Bovino and the administration doesn't turn on the rhetoric, it's going to cause more people to get killed. Now I'd like to talk about Venezuela. Donald Trump posted that he is the acting president of Venezuela. Now I want to tell you what a great job the acting president of Venezuela is doing, because the U.S. Embassy this weekend literally sent out a warning notice asking all Americans to evacuate immediately because the United States government cannot keep Americans safe in Venezuela. There are roving militias going around trying to find U.S. citizens.
By the way, that was deeply predictable. I told you all about the colectivos, right? Like, okay,
And the reason the acting president of
absolutely a
Venezuela,
bright
Donald
love.
Trump, sucks at running Venezuela is because he sucks at running the United States of America. Healthcare costs are skyrocketing.
Oh my god, he slightly made my blood pressure go up by saying that Donald Trump sucks. Like, slightly. Like, that was might have been the most my blood pressure has rised watching this thing. The most excitement I've gotten throughout it, and my eyes are still at half mast. So, okay, because he sucks at running Venezuela. You know what he also did? He violated international law and killed a bunch of people doing it and kidnapped the head of state of a foreign government and is now threatening Greenland. Like, okay, yeah, oh, very harsh words, guys. Did you know that Donald Trump sucks? Yeah, did you guys know that Donald Trump sucks? It's almost like, is he just learning this? Did he just find this out?
Food prices are increasing, and we have energy prices like electricity
By the way,
surging.
guys, there is a much better way to approach talking about economic suffering. It's called using empathy. Something, right, Mr. Kincaid? Bill does know he sucks. Like, the okay, guys, I'm not planning to ever run for office, but like if I were in this position, use empathy. Don't be like food prices are up. Like, okay, don't make statements that are just facts and data. I'm sorry to say, in politics that doesn't work. Talk about someone. Say, you know what brings a tear to my eye? Uh, when I hear about that single mother who has 2 kids who cannot afford her groceries, or when I go to a public school and I hear about the students who cannot afford school lunch, and so they're going into debt, these children going into debt, like, talk about how it's affecting people. Empathize. Do not, like, do this, like, detached, the numbers are up, the numbers are down, food prices are up. Connect with people. How is that affecting you? How is that affecting people? What is it making them feel? Okay, what kind of suffering is it causing? Yeah, exactly. He's on the right path, but he's just not saying it. All right. And obviously, okay. All
In
right.
many places, we asked Donald Trump to be the president of America, not the president of Venezuela. I'm honored today that we are joined by amazing.
That is a dumb statement. I'm sorry. It isn't he made it the look on his face, he doesn't really have much of an expression, but the look on his face was one of like, "Oh, I got you. Let make him be the president of America, not Venezuela." Okay, not really the kick-ass line you were thinking it was.
Veterans. I happen to be a veteran myself. We've got Derek Tran, Maggie Goodlander, and Jason Crow. I'm honored to introduce Jason Crow, who prior to Congress already served America in so many ways.
By the way, guys, do you know why someone tell me in chat, do you know why they do these rotations where, like, one at a time, they come up to the mic and talk? It's very self-evident. Do you all know why they're doing it? Because if this was a functional government, they would find the most charismatic, best speaker and put them up there and have them make the points. Rather, they cycle through people. Why? Why are they cycling through people up here? Anyone want to guess? Okay. That's partially at Demosthenes. Can you what benefit would each of them get from doing that? Let's put it that way. Uh I guess, yeah, that's a good point, Demosthenes. So it's to make themselves look good, right? For the sake, yeah, like it's to make them, it's for campaigning, right? It's to give them a chance to appear like they're the ones taking action, virtue signaling exactly. It's not like if you really wanted to spread a good message instead of doing something just for the sake of your political power, you would find the most rizzy person to get up there and say these things, right? And to do it with great, so it's all about political brownie points for them. They're cycling through all these boring people so that they can go back to their constituents and show them the video and be like, "Look, I was fighting for you. I said these things." Okay, there are some the guys, and I'm not a fan of corpo dems, but there are some corpo dems that are pretty good at speaking. Like, trying to think of one. What's his name? Not I did say Rizzy. Forgive me, I meant Riz. Okay. I'm having his mind blank. Rankin. Jamie Rankin or whatever his name is. He's pretty good at speaking. Not a big fan, but I'm saying like you could James Taurico, absolutely. Like get someone up there who can actually speak rather than doing this mind-numbing rotation of the most boring politicians you have just for the sake okay, like are there congressional rules I'm unaware of? Like if they got there and fired up and got fired up like the New York mayor. Nope. They could get censured, Meowser, but censure doesn't mean anything. Censure doesn't mean anything. It's all it is like a you did something bad, we're censuring you. It doesn't mean anything. But they're weak and they're scared of that sort of thing. Okay? They're weak and scared of it. All right?
Combat veteran, earning many recognitions, including the Bronze Star, and he's a great representative from Colorado. Jason?
This is what I'm saying. We need people who are brave. It's okay to be censured, by the way, if you're saying the truth.
Thank you, Ted. As a 3-time combat veteran, I get pretty damn hot when a 5-time draft dodger like Donald Trump pounds his chest and bangs the war drums in Washington talking about sending boots in the ground. We're not even a year into this administration, and President Trump has bombed 7 countries. He doesn't seem to see a problem that doesn't think he can bomb his way out.
Exactly in your group.
I learned years ago that when elites like Donald Trump bang the war drums and pound their chests in Washington, D.C.
By the way, guys, I would like to point out, as I mentioned the censoring thing, remember, there were a ton of congressional Democrats who voted to censure Rashida Tlaib. I can't remember. I forget who was it. Was it Rashida Tlaib or was it Ilhan Omar? A bunch of them voted with the Republicans to censure her. One of them, I can't remember who it was, when she said something, I don't know, something pro-Palestinian. A bunch of them voted with the Republicans to censure her. So, like, all right. All right. There you go, Konami. There you go, Konami. Exactly. My pittance ravaged by taxes, paying for the debt on our flat currency that we haven't abolished yet, that I exchanged my time for fractionally to rent the company owner's equipment to allocate. Oh my God, Konami, you're brilliant. Very good. Okay.
And talk about
Hello, I have
sending
a treat for
troops
you.
into the ground or into combat. He's not talking about his kids. He's not talking about all of his minions' kids. He's talking about kids like me and the people that I grew up in working class areas, rural places around the country that have to pick up rifles, jump in the tanks or helicopters and do the thing and do the tough work. Well, America is over it. America is
the tough war crimes.
Over the $3 trillion we've spent. The quagmires of failed nation
Quagmires, not Quagmires. Quagmires.
building. The sending of our sons and daughters and brothers and sisters to enrich oil executives.
Okay. I back that. I back. There you go, G-Soup. I back. Hello, G-Soup. I back that. I like that idea of talking about sending. Now, what he should do next, guys, what he should do next, if he were Strawn and he were actually on the left, he would pull out a piece of paper and list all the Democrats and Republicans who are accepting massive donations from oil corporations. Like, friends and foes alike, because they're not friends. He'd be like, you know what? We keep sending people to die for oil industry. Wonder why that is. Well, look, I have a list here. It looks here like Chuck Schumer receives this much money from the oil industry every year. Do we think that has something to do with it? He has a platform. He could do it. He could. Okay.
America is over endless adventurism using our military because they want their infrastructure rebuilt. They want quality, affordable health care.
But of course, guys, that would make all of his peers mad at him, right? They'd be angry at him. They'd be very upset. They'd be very upset. Can't upset them because what matters more are your peers versus your events versus the American people and the fact that we're being killed for the oil executives and the planet's being destroyed. Okay.
They want to be able to afford groceries. They want to be able to afford a home. They want to be able to send their kids
right, Mithril,
to school. Those are the things that we are relentlessly focused on.
No, you're right. You're right, Elliot.
As a Democratic caucus. Now, don't get me wrong. There is a time for strength. There is a time for standing by our allies.
There's a time for war crimes.
And there are certainly times where our military has to go to keep us safe. But what have we accomplished in Venezuela? The Maduro regime remains intact. Sitting here today, 2 weeks after this mission, the Venezuelan people are under more oppression than they were before because of the crackdowns. Americans are at greater risk. The cartels are running rampant and free with no crackdown whatsoever. And the drugs that actually are killing our children, fentanyl.
Of course they do, Denizen. Of course they do.
On meth, don't even come from Venezuela. They come from other countries. So I want to know how many billions of dollars this administration has spent to remove somebody that Donald Trump simply does not like and put in another dictator that he thinks will
Okay,
do
you know
his
what?
bidding.
What's this guy's name?
I want to know.
Let's do a little experiment, folks. What's this guy's name?
Meth don't even come from Venezuela. They come from.
I need to go back, guys. Trust me, I'm doing this for a reason. We're not going to re-listen to it. I just want to find his name.
Pretty damn hot when a 5-time draft
served America in so many ways as a combat veteran, earning many recognitions, including
Okay, we're going to do an
Bronze
experiment.
Star, and he's a great representative from Colorado. Jason?
Jason what?
Donald Trump to be the president of America, not the president of Venezuela.
Look how badass you think he is. Looking
I'm
right into
honored
the
today
camera.
that we are joined by amazing veterans. I happen to be a veteran myself. We've got Derek Tran, Maggie Goodlander, and Jason Crow.
Jason Crow. Let's look it up, shall we? Let's look it up. Okay. Open secrets. Anyone know? Everyone knows this. I used to use this site for research and stuff. It publishes data about who donates to politicians, publicly available data. So let's see here. Let's look up Jason Crow. This is the guy we just saw. And you know what? Maybe he isn't as bribed as other people, but you know, I suspect a guy talking this big. Jason Crow, am I spelling that right? Jason Crow, Rep. Jason Crow, Colorado. All right, let's see here. Let's take a look. He's a millionaire, of course. Now, let me see here. Summary. All right, let's see here who donated to him. Oh, guys. Don't we love it? Don't we love it? Look who has donated to the guy we were just listening to, claiming to be on our side. I'm gonna really go in on here. This is why it's important, guys. When you're analyzing a politician, please look at who donated to them. It's a very quick and easy way. There you go, A Bright Love. Look. Palantir, Dish Network, that J Street. Do we know who J Street is? Okay, I'm so glad I did this. Oh, we found. He also got about $90,000 from securities and investments firm, so Wall Street. So this guy has slightly more riz than the last one. So slightly more riz than the last one, but still not a good guy. All right, okay. So thank God for the Democrats. They certainly are looking out for us, this guy. And look, oh my God, look at this. I'm sorry, I got to point this out too. 55% of all the donations to his campaign, of all the money that went to his campaign, came from large individual donors. So they came from wealthy people. All right. 50% of all the donations that funded his campaign came from the wealthy. Only 28% came from people donating $200 or less. Okay? So when you hear the Democrats up there, even if they sound slightly better, yeah, Meowzord, even if they sound slightly better, just look at who's donating to them. Look at who's donating to them. As a matter of fact, now that we know that, who is this first guy? Let's look at all of them.
To take meaningful legislative action. In 2025, Democrats successfully
Yes, sir, I have a
moved-
treat for you. AOC is actually okay when it comes to donations, and I say that because she refuses to accept corporate donations. I think she only accepts small dollar donations. I could be wrong, but yeah, we can take a look at AOC too. Does that mean she's perfect? No, but she's definitely better than a lot of the Democrats up there, okay?
Meanwhile, Democrats are
Okay, let's find what this guy's the donations for this guy. All right.
Prayers go out to Renee Good.
What is this guy's name?
Democrats will work to break through the partisan divide to deliver for our constituents. Now it's up to Leader Thune to join Democrats in sending this legislation to the president's desk so millions of Americans can afford health care in 2026. Next up, Vice Chair Ted Lieu.
Thank you, Chairman Aguilar. My prayers go out to Renee Good and
There
to
you
her
go,
family
Jonathan.
and friends. She was a U.S. citizen.
Wait, what was his name?
Of Americans can afford health
Forgive
care
me.
in
Let's take a look here.
2026. Next up, Vice Chair Ted Lieu.
Thank
Okay,
you, Chairman
Ted Lieu.
Aguilar.
Let's look up Ted Lieu.
My prayers go out to Renee Good and
By the
to
way,
her
guys, again,
family
this
and
is a great way.
friends.
I used to teach my
She was
students
a
how to
U.S.
do
citizen,
this. Oops.
a Christian,
Sometimes
and a
with
mother of
pushback
three.
from the administration.
This tragedy was completely preventable.
Why is it not?
And
Okay. So looking up this, by the way, Open Secrets has won tons of awards for being an excellent site for this thing. It's a nonprofit. Jace, what they say? Lou? Did I spell that wrong? I probably spelled it wrong. Lou? Alan Lou? Is that what it was? Sorry, I need to.
mother of three. Thank you, Chairman Aguilar.
Relation to the president's desk, so millions of
Let's take a
Americans
look.
can afford health care.
Ted Lieu? Okay, Ted Lieu. Forgive me. I already couldn't remember it. Ted Lieu. Oh, Ted Lieu. There we go. Ted. Ah, there we go. Ted Lieu. Okay. So let's take a look here at who donated to his campaign. Well, first of all, okay, who is shocked by this? His top donor is our favorite. Okay, is our favorite donor. Can we all see who it is? His top donor is. I'm just really trying to highlight this, guys. Really trying to highlight this. Did we see who it was? Everyone know what that is? That is AIPAC, the American Israeli Political Action Committee. His number one donor is Israel and the Israel lobby, who wants to commit a genocide. So, okay, let's go down, though. Let's see what else. Number one donor is AIPAC. What else we got here? What else we got here? Large individual contributions. He's even worse than the last guy. 60%, 60%. Large individual contributions. All right. And okay, and then let's see who what else, like who the biggest donors are in terms of industries. Since we now see that he's a monster in human form. Okay. So obviously the most Google is one of the biggest donors to him. Of course, number one by about double anyone else is the AIPAC. Some of these I don't even know what these are. Let's look it up. Let's look closer. Okay, 60% come from the wealthy, and okay, let's see here. Oh, Belkin, Netflix, McDonald's. What else do we got here? Microsoft. Oh, great. Here we go. A weapons manufacturer. We also got Northrop Grumman. Good. Good. Love that. Love that for us. Great. Great. So, again, folks, I don't think we're going to watch more of this, to be honest with you. I think we get the idea, don't we? I just wanted to make the point here. The Democrats lack Riz. You know, actually, we can look up AOC. Someone asked me to look up AOC. They completely lack Riz. They're not actually fighting, and they're not there for you. All right. They are part of the ruling class. They are also deeply corrupt. All right. So let's just be clear about that. And you know what? Let's look up AOC because, like I said, and I do mean this, as AOC is not as bad in terms of donations. I can guarantee it. That's one of the reasons she was so popular. Okay, but still, once you're in that system, it is hard. It's hard to not go along with the crowd. All right, let's go here. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Oh, that's news. I need to go back. Open Secrets. So, top industries. Oh, well, maybe not. Maybe she is bad. Some of these, it used to be that she didn't accept big donations. Federal, congressional. Okay. So let's see here. Top 20 industries. I need to see a list of actual who the people donating to her. Because they also will sometimes. Oh, that was the wrong page. Let me see here. Summary. All right. Oh, you know what? I may have been wrong, guys. I didn't realize maybe in her most recent campaign, she started accepting big donations. She literally didn't used to. See, but this is why you got to be careful. Because look, it looks like her top contributor was Google. Uh, so yeah, no, guys, I can promise you that because I looked up these before. That and she didn't used to have any big donations. It must be that in her most recent election, she started doing that. So she actually has Google, Apple, City University of New York. This might actually explain why she suddenly started changing her tune on a lot of things. Uh, by the way, though, I will say one slight difference is that she almost 70% of her donations to her campaign came from small individual donors. So the majority of the donations to her campaign did come from the average person, 70%. So that at least is slightly better. But she still is accepting donations, relatively small donations, I guess, compared to other people. But still, she did accept donations from some wealthy folks. Um, so let's take a look here at you said Elon Omar. Let's look up Elon Omar. Oh, okay. Let's look up Ilhan Omar. Uh, okay. She did get a big donation. She got $25,000 from Nvidia, but so that is out of almost $8 million she raised. So that isn't bad. That's still not great compared to the other people. Though, let's see what percentage she rose. Yeah. Oh, Ilhan Omar is actually worse than Ocasio Cortez. She got about half of her donations from the wealthy or from large individual contributions. A little bit more. So that's unfortunate. Um, but I guess some of the people donating to her are Amazon. Again, I'm not defending this. I'm saying these are small amounts compared to the others. Okay. So, okay, let's look up Zoran Mamdani, who I suspect hasn't gotten any. Like a lot of these folks didn't used to get anything bad donations. Okay, let's take a look here. Zoran Mamdani. Oh, thank you. You sent it, Konami. So let's look up Zoran Mamdani. All right, now I literally don't see anything except for Meta, but Meta only gave him $100, which okay. Let's take a look for more fully here. Summary. All right. Top industries. Hmm. So I need to find the absolute details here. So he got $5,000 from unions. He got $2,500 from securities and investment. Yeah. Now I don't know. All right, but I want to find how much money he got from the average person. I need to find like a ranking. Here we go. Okay. Yeah. Look, the vast majority. Okay. What really matters, guys, I will say this is that like the majority. That's not his mayoral race, Konami. Okay, then I can look up his mayoral race. I'm not sure. This says it's data for 2024. Oh, that's New York Assemblyman. Okay. Let me go back. Uh, Zoran Mamdani. The data for that other run might not exactly be out yet because it typically takes a while to. Let's see here, guys. Nope, that's the assembly race. I can't find his. They may not have uploaded his mayoral race yet. But even then, guys, very small amount came from corporate entities. The vast majority came from labor unions. Okay, the vast majority came from labor unions. All right, so yeah, virtual violence. That's why I'm pausing here. You have to understand, guys. I know I showed you Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and stuff. Like, most of her donations come from working class people. Yeah, she got some small donations from other entities, but most of it comes from working class people. So in that way, that's what mainly matters. But or like Mamdani here, the majority of like the vast majority of the donations came from the labor because you have to understand when you're in office, you have to decide things like are you gonna side with the labor unions who funded 60% of your campaign, or you're gonna side with Google who gave you $100? You see what I mean? So the main here thing are the fact that there are politicians bought by these companies. Like the Democrats we showed you, the majority of their money coming from the wealthy, coming from big corporations. Okay. I know, Alyssa. But again, I don't want you guys to think, uh, I don't want to overstate this in that I studied this shit. And I was surprised by Alexandria Ocasio Cortez. She didn't she didn't used to accept that much. Okay. But, I will say for, like, Mamdani and for, that wasn't that is it's not bad at all. That was when he was an assemblyman too. We don't know how it was for when he was a mayor. All right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. But, so give, Mamdani a chance for now because I don't know how his mayoral campaign went in terms of donations, all right? All right. So, guys, uh yeah, no, Meowser, you're right, and that's why I feel like I'm misrepresenting some of these folks. I'm not misrepresenting the Democrats. This sounds like I'm being biased, but the main thing you need to look at is who gave the majority of the money. Okay, and for most of them, the majority of the money came from big, wealthy people and corporations. For Alexandria Ocasio Cortez, the vast majority of her money came from everyday people, which means she's going to be more reliant on them. Okay, you guys understand that? Um, and but like at the same time, it's still a problem, right? That we got these donations out there. Okay. So guys, uh we yeah, no, Vaporeous Orb, and that's what bothers me, guys. Like that's what bothers me is that I wouldn't make it as a politician. I'd accept the donation. There you go. Then proceed. And you can do that, by the way. There's nothing stopping politicians from after they've accepted these donations going, sorry, not going to listen to you anymore. Sorry, not going to listen to you anymore. All right. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, guys. Okay. So, anyway, be aware of that. Just be aware. I highly recommend if you're ever looking at like you know what? Let me do one last one. Someone mentioned James Talrico. I don't trust him, but let's take a look at who donated to him. Yeah, there you go, Dolly Boy. Hit him with the Theodore Roosevelt strategy. Okay. Uh, Talrico. I keep hearing lefty, like progressives talk about Talrico, but I like just don't trust him. So let me see here what he is. Let's see what his donations are. Donor lookup, vendor profile, Talrico. Why? Okay. What's his name? James Talrico? Did I write that correctly? James Talrico? Huh. Why can't they why don't they let me all right. I don't see any I can't find his info. I don't know where he is, guys. Well, maybe Talarico. Did I spell that wrong? Looks like I spelled it wrong. Whatever. Okay. So I'll maybe some other time. I can't find his info. All right. Am I okay? All right. Yeah. Okay. But anyway, I'm curious. That doesn't mean, folks, I'm saying you should vote for MAGA, right? I'm just saying this is why we need some major changes. Thank you, Dolly Boy. Thank you for the happy birthday. All right. So, guys, I just wanted to show you, like, we watched a little bit of the Democrats here. It was underwhelming. It was underwhelming, and there's a reason why the Democrats fail us. They're bribed to fail us. because they're not here for you. They're here for their donors. Okay. This has been studied. As a matter of fact, guys, I can show you. Was it a Princeton study? Princeton study uh, shows America. Here it is. Okay. That's right. Oh, that's right. Martin Gillens and Benjamin Page. Let me show you guys something so you know I'm not just being political. Uh, there is a famous study that was done. This was done in 2014. It's gotten worse since then. Called "Testing Theories of American Politics: Elites, Interest Groups, and the Average Citizen." And these researchers from Princeton did a study where they took they looked at 1,779 policy issues. So policy things that people have debated, and they found out the following. Multivariate analysis indicates that economic elites and organized groups representing business interests have substantial independent impacts on U.S. government policy, while average citizens and mass based interest groups have little to no independent influence. The results provide substantial support for theories of economic elite domination and for theories of biased pluralism, but not for theories of majoritarian electoral democracy or majoritarian pluralism. So they did a very comprehensive study that basically showed, exactly, Denizen, that basically showed that objectively, the United States is not a democracy. Yeah. Okay. And we need to be aware of that. All right. Uh, Yay. Yay. And guys, like I said, I studied this shit. As a matter of fact, let me show you something else. If you want to, this sounds conspiratorial. I promise you should look this guy up because he's well known among sociologists. Okay. Who Rules America? This is a sociologist who studied links between what he tried to understand who are the elites that we talk about. Okay. Who are the elites? Who counts as an elite? Being rich doesn't automatically make you an elite. Okay. I'll explain. All right. Who rules, although I don't like the rich, who rules America? It was written by, what's his name? Domhoff. Okay. I recommend you look this guy up. He is a very famous sociologist. One day, want to hear why you don't trust him, CR. Okay. Don't trust who? Yeah, Outer Signal. I've got to look into him. I don't trust him because I haven't looked into him. It's not that I know anything about him that would make me not trust him. I just need to look into him, literally. Okay. Okay. So I know Denizen. Doesn't mean that what he said. I had lunch with him, Denizen, but anyway, I know I brag about that all the time, guys. Okay. So Domhoff has this website. You can go to it. He wrote a book. He wrote a book called Who Rules America, and he made a chart showing connections between people of the elites. So the elites of the United States, a lot of them are on corporate boards, on the boards of nonprofit organizations, and they're all connected to each other. Like, so for example, you might have like Oprah Winfrey on the board of a company, and then also on that board might be, I don't know, Elon Musk. I know I'm kind of throwing out names here. And then he is also on the board of another company, thus giving them both a connection to Oprah. They all have these connections to each other. It is like a community of elites, all right? That sounds conspiratorial. It is not. They have very tight social connections to each other. And if you're curious, what you can do is this. So you can go to William Domhoff's site and you can go to, where is it? Where's the search? He has a Power Elite database, and you can search the names of elites, and it will show you what boards of companies and stuff they're on and what other elites they have connections to based off that. So, for example, let's throw one out there. Let's put, what's his face? I don't know. Help me think of one. Name an elite. Name an elite. Who should we put up here? Name someone who's an elite. Name someone who's an elite. Maybe Zuckerberg. Adelson. Oh, good one. Let's do Adelson. Adelson. There you go. Sheldon Adelson. He has the Las Vegas Sands, the Tulsa Community Foundation. So look, Adelson, Adelson is on the Las Vegas Sands, which includes all of these people who are which give him connections to all these people. If we then click on these people, so let's say so he's on this board with Sheldon Adelson. Sheldon Adelson's on the board with these people. So let's click on someone else. Let's go to Mark Levin. That automatically gives him a link to all these people because they're all connected to each other. Okay, let's try Bezos. All right, here we go. Oh my God, look at this. Insane. So Amazon.com, he's on that board, which has a bunch of connections. He also is on the Business Council, which gives him a connection to oh my God, look at all these people he has a connection to that are in the elites, okay? Including IBM, Dow Chemical, Citigroup, ExxonMobil, Procter & Gamble, American Express, United Technologies. Folks, all these people know each other. I know that sounds weird and it's hard to believe, but there have been studies on this. The elites have a lot more interconnections than we do, which makes it so that they have a sort of class consciousness. They're very aware of their position, and they often work together against our interests to protect themselves. There you go, Alyssa. They do. It has been proven, and you can look up either the study I showed you, Theories of Power, or you can look up Who Rules America. And I got to tell you, remember when I did that presentation on Marxism? Does it kind of sound like Karl Marx might have had a point? I know I'm a radical lefty or whatever. But remember how he said that you have the bourgeoisie who control things, and then the rest of us are just kind of fodder for the bourgeoisie, and they seem to work together against the working class? Like, it kind of looks like that, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Okay. Konami, yes, 6 degrees of separation. And by the way, another issue here, yeah, um, I know, Denizen, trust me. Okay, so do you see what I mean? So how does that happen if the Democrats are representing our interests, then how does this happen? They aren't. They aren't representing our interests. They aren't. All right? That's the issue. Yeah, for a moment, it's almost like the bourgeois, the elites, have class consciousness, and then they prevent us from having class consciousness by dividing us. There are many more of us than there are of them. Many more of us than there are of them. So how do you fix that problem? How do you guys, literally, list it in chat. What are some ways that the working class are divided amongst each other so that they don't work together against this small group of elites? List it. What are some ways that us people in the working class are divided? Okay. What do we think? Religion. Yes. If you're got to be Muslim or Christian, and if you're not one of those things, if you're an atheist, bad. We don't like the Muslims. We don't like the Christians. We don't like race. Race. If you're black, you must be inferior. If you're white, you must be an oppressor of the black. Okay, which that does happen, but you see my point here, right? Uh, uh, Yep, there you go. Okay, left versus right. Right now, Denizen, I know what you mean, but like we all know though that like left versus right is basically Republican Democrat. It's not actually like the left, but like anyway, yes, okay. Blame the immigrants, right? Blame the immigrants. Um Okay, no, Fox Emblem, you're correct. So Fox Emblem says racism, to be fair, predates capitalism, so it's not super fair. That is a good point, Fox Emblem. May I rephrase it this way? Capitalism exacerbates it and uses it on purpose. Racism often exists separate from capitalism, but it also is exacerbated by capitalism and used, okay? Like, okay, this is my point, guys. This is my point. When I say that fascism tries to overcome these class differences, because as soon as people start noticing it's a class difference, the owning class needs a distraction, right? So what do you do about how do you do that? Well, if people are starting to notice there's a class problem, which is what happened in the United States after the financial crisis, there you go, Denizen, which is what happened after the financial crisis in 2008. What you do is you start saying what we need to focus on is that we are all of the same nation. Jeff Bezos is an American and you're an American. All that matters is America. All that matters is America. and the enemies of America are trans people and immigrants. It's not the wealthy, it's immigrants, trans people, black people, it's Venezuela, it's the Chinese, okay? Anything to distract from. Okay, I'll stop. You guys get my point. All right. I know I'm kind of on a ramble today. Maybe I should post this to YouTube, but you see my point here. All right. So we need some changes. All right. Um, I have a treat for you. Are you sure? Remember Roman slavery? Oh, you're right. Absolutely wasn't based off race back in Rome. What do you mean, though? What's your point? What is your point there? I have a treat for you. Uh, so Alyssa, I didn't say it, but you did. That's why I want a guillotine tattoo, folks. I would love a guillotine tattoo. All right, please give me that guillotine tattoo. I know, I know, a bright love. I know. I'm just an America hating commie, but I'm just saying. All right. By the way, that's based. Okay. So, are you sure? Remember, Roman slavery 2,000 years ago wasn't based. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I just read that. I have a treat for you. What are you referring to? Yeah, you're right. But I didn't talk about slavery. I'm saying that race is often used as a wedge issue to get people divided. Uh, it exists with or without capitalism. Racism can exist without capitalism. Let's put it that way. Okay. Um, yes. So, guys, we can debate this. You know what? I have a treat for you, and Fox Emblem. These are still debated by academics. Okay, this is still debated by academics, but like there are yes, so there are links between racism and capitalism, but it is true that you don't have to have racism and you don't have to have capitalism to have racism. I can give you an example. In the Soviet Union, there was some racism that happened. Okay, I got to be honest with you. There was some racism that happened in China today. There is racism. It is not at like a level of it is not like at the level I would say that it is in capitalist countries, but human beings are flawed. We oftentimes like to divide each other into tribes. Some people are kind of are like, oh, they have darker skin than me. I'm scared, kind of a deal. You see what I mean? But capitalists do often use racism as a tool. Okay. So, all right. Yeah, absolutely. Um, you're correct, Fox Emblem. All right. All right, you guys. So, there's my little birthday rant for all of you. All right. What I will do here, folks, because I'm a teacher, I can't help myself. I'm going to put in the chat here for anyone who's interested. I will put in the chat here. I'm pasting it a link to that site about who rules America for anyone who's interested. And again, if you're ever curious about candidates and things like that, I will also post in chat here a link to Open Secrets, which will exactly, Denizen. Okay, Open Secrets. In which case, so you guys can always go to Open Secrets if you'd like. All right. Okay. Just some interesting things to think about. And guys, I could talk about this for days. This is the stuff that fascinates me. So maybe we'll do a longer stream on all this stuff sometime. We can get down into the numbers and the weeds about elites. And I studied social control. So I basically studied how elites affect controlling the rest of us. Okay. With propaganda, etc. Um, Yeah, oh, I know, Outer Signal. Yeah, absolutely. Outer Signal says that racism definitely existed before capitalism. Just read pre-Atlantic slave trade accounts of Africans by Arabs. Yeah, yeah, guys. They exist everywhere.